It's Saturday morning and you know what that means. It is time once again to represent the hot top 10 selling cards in Magic the Gathering. Who comes out on top this week? How much does New Capenna storm the battlefield that was previously owned by Kamigawa Neon Dynasty? Don't worry, stay tuned because it's coming up next. Are you ready to take this journey with me? Are you ready for the next 12 minutes of your life to be spent with the Moxman, checking out the hottest selling cards in Magic? Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks for hanging out with me. As we start this journey, we're going to see what the hottest selling card was last week. Remember, we had Hall of the Storm Giants at #1 from Dungeons & Dragons, like 3,000 plus sales. Took me so long to count. This week was almost just as bad, but will the Hall of the Storm Giants take the #1 slot? The answer is going to surprise you. How much does Kamigawa retreat? How much does Streets of New Capenna dominate? That's what we're here to find out. And are there any tricky surprises in between? Can't wait to see your comments in the comments section. Guys, let's get ready for this because it's your Hot Top 10. Coming in at number 10 this week is Bozuju Who Endures from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. 580 sales this week, but I want you to think back to the thousands of sales we've seen since this set was released. Bozuju and all the mana base that comes from Kamigawa is very strong, and it's going to continue to hold that way. With an average price of $27.03 US, the market price is $24.89. A foil is going to run you $29.64 US, which is way too close for comfort, and it's €28.12 to get this card into your house. If you want to buy this card here in Canada, you're looking around the $32 to $35 mark, depending on where you're buying and any discounts you might get. Good card. I can see why people are still buying it. Week after week, this thing has been on the top 10, and it's amazing to see. It shows the belief in the value of this card because the price hasn't budged an inch. Just the sales are trending down as people have filled their pockets with probably a play set of 4 and are quite happy where they are right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the number 9 card this week, and that is Otawara Soaring City, again from Kamigawa. We just talked about how strong the mana base is from this set. This one started off a lot slower than people probably even realized how good the card was until you started using it. All the mana from this set doesn't come into play tapped. The channel effect here to unsummon things and get them out of your way, and if you have legendary things in play, it makes it that much cheaper to use. And think about the cards in New Capenna like that Errant legendary creature, 1 to cast it out. It can already trigger spells much faster. I like it, guys. I like it a lot. Now, the average price for this card is $14.07. That is a far cry from that $4 or $5 it started at. The market price is $13.07 US. A foil, though, $15.57 is just not right in my mind. The foils have got to be improved upon and made a little bit rarer to make sure there's a bigger multiplier on them. Make them a little more special, Wizards. You got to work on that. €12.80 to get this card into your house, and you're looking around $17, $18 Canadian now. When I got mine for like $5 for a playset of 4 was like $20 plus tax. I now consider myself lucky getting them and getting it out of the way. I do think this card will trend down a little bit as more boxes are opened, but I don't think it's going to fall anywhere near where it used to be. And that secondary ability of using it all in Commander and other formats is going to keep this card pretty high up there. Now, the number 8 card this week is Halo Fountain, and that is Streets of New Capenna. 973 sales this week. This is a card I mentioned I actually enjoyed on a couple of videos where I just kind of like the look of it. You just got to keep a creature around for a turn or two, find a way to pump more creatures in there, and this thing can win you the game pretty readily, actually, if it's used correctly and in the right deck build. I think it's going to be a fun card. I don't know how well it'll play in later games or in later formats, but for right now, I'm just enjoying the artwork, the ability of the card, and seeing how it plays out. The average price is only $9.64 US. The market price, $9.52 US. A foil is $10.05. That's literally like a 50-cent difference. Ridiculous. And it's €6.21 to get this card in your house. It's about $10 in Canada. This card is going to fall. This Mythic right now probably doesn't have a proper home. I wouldn't recommend buying it right now. I'd wait the 90 days and let this thing just collapse in price. unless somebody finds a really good use for it. Right now I can see it settling at the $5 mark in about the 90 days. So if you don't need one right away, be willing to wait for it. But still, 973 sales is pretty respectable. Now the NumberSeven card this week is Hall of the Storm Giants. And I want to talk about this. It was #1 last week with 3,000 plus sales. When you look at it now, it still has 1,791, which is enough to get the #7 spot on the week. The price has been trending down. But when you look around the marketplace, TCG Player and stuff, they don't have any left. It's all sold out. They're gone. They've been bought out. Local stores have a couple of copies left, but many of the foil versions, the alternate versions with, like, you know, the Hall of the Storm Giant imagery on it, it's all gone, guys. This thing has been like wiped out of the market. That 3,000 plus sales, plus a few weeks ago we got the 2,000 sales, 6,000 copies left the market, and there doesn't seem to be any available, which is very interesting. I do own a couple of play sets I bought locally, and now I look at it and go, wow, I'm glad I did, because I don't know if the price will trend up, but anyone who wants one, if they can't find any on the market, it's going to force the price higher. Now, the average price is only $3.39 US. The market price is $2.79 US. The foil is $4.99 US, and it's €2.25 to get that card into your house. When I look at it locally, it's around $4.75 for the basic copy. There are a few stores here in Toronto that do still have copies of it, but its wardability, the fact it doesn't come into play tapped if you can get it in the first 2 turns, is pretty nice. So it has a lot of legs to it. This thing has a lot of multiple abilities. It's going to find homes in Commander. And as a 7/7, it gives you that unpredictability that players aren't looking for later on in the Commander game, but you might just be able to surprise people. So, way to go. Hall of Storm Giants, got to respect it. Now, the #6 card this week is an offer you can't refuse, and that is the Streets of New Capenna. Now, countering a target non-creature spell and giving them some treasure tokens is pretty interesting for one. Treasure tokens seems to be taking a real front frame for people, okay? There's a lot of treasure stuff going on. There's ways of winning the game instantly if you have enough treasure tokens in play. You guys have got to be aware of stuff like this. People are going to be using this card, and 1,861 sales tells me that they will be. Average price is $1.78 US. The market price is $1.40 US. A foil, interesting, $3.43. I like that distance. It's almost double. I like that. €1.21 to get this card into your house. It's about $2 here in Canada, guys. It's not that expensive. It isn't uncommon, but I just find it interesting. You know, an offer. I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. I like that. It's got a cool take to it. Interesting card. It's gonna see a lot of play. Now, the #5 card is Zatora's Proving Ground. Streets of New Capenna, guys. Triumphs. We've talked about this. 1,922 sales in a week. Average price is way higher than the original Triomes, guys. Remember, $4 or $5? Look at how people now recognize the value. It's like Shockland value when they get reprinted. The average price is $9.31. The market price, $8.03. A foil, though, $8.21, which is less than the normal price. And then you've got €9.23 to get this card to your house. Locally, these are all sold out. Okay? So unless you're going on eBay or something, my local place in Toronto, most of them don't have any copies left in. All the pre-sales have already happened. They're sold out. Interesting. Very interesting. Like that. Now, the #4 card. Get this, guys. Xander's Lounge. 1,946 sales. Streets of New Capenna. Almost the same price range, but guess what? It's also sold out locally. So you see where I'm going with this. Guys, it is very fascinating that now the Triumphs are being recognized for what they are. The sales are much higher. People know the value and are buying them now. Because we've seen what's happened to the Triumphs from Ikoria. The price just like jumped up over the course of its lifespan. So interesting stuff. Xander's Lounge, way to go, man. You're there. And guess what that means? That's right. #3 is Jetmir's Garden, Streets of New Capenna, 2,005 sales. God, so much counting this week. All right, the average again, $8.73. The market's $8.19 US. A foil, $8.85. Ridiculous. And then €7.76. And again, it's sold out here. They're about $14 in Canada, by the way, and they're sold out. They don't have any. My local stores don't have any again. Pre-sales have sold them all out. I'll be interested to see what's going to happen to these cards in the next 90 days when things kind of settle in and we move into some of the premium products that are coming out. Okay, you got Baldur's Gate, Battle for Baldur's Gate Commander Legends coming. I assume there's going to be some real jacked up stuff in that set, and that's going to be followed by double, triple flip Masters. and Masters of the Universe, man. They're going to give us some amazing stuff too. So I wonder if Triumphs will suffer the fate of people trading them in to get store credit, to get value built up to buy the other cards. Interesting stuff to see if the price falls. All right, the number 2 card this week is Spara's Headquarters. Streets of New Capenna, 2011 sales. Do you notice the similarities in the sales? They're almost all so tight together that any of these cards could have taken the top 5 spots so far, couldn't they? Look at this. They're only off by 5 or 6 sales each. Average price, $9.73. Market price, $8.81. Foil, though, $9.22. Still below regular. Ridiculous. Wizards, fix the foiling, man. And then €9.24 to get that card to your house. There was 1 or 2 copies of this. And when I checked later today, they were sold out on the pre-release as well. Pre-sales, and they are gone. Now we're going to the number 1 card. You ready for this? The number 1 card is Raffine's Tower with 2018 sales. Again, look how tight the race was to get the number 1 slot. And the top 5 cards are all Triomes. This week, every card was a Triome that took the top spot. And it could have been Hall of Storm Giants, but there wasn't enough sales. I think they actually ran out of Hall of Storm Giants to sell, which makes me curious about that price still. So 2018 sales, but look at the price on this one. Look at the actual cost, guys. It's higher than the others. $11.05 is the average. The market is $10.72. A foil is $11.47 US, and then it's €9.65 to get that card into your house. And here in Canada, it's about $16, and it's sold out. This one's a little more expensive. It's got to be that mana combination, you know. People like what they see, and I can see why. So you got those Raffine Towers. Hold on to them. We're going to be having some jumps on those because, let me just pop this off here. When you look at the sales here, you see all of them almost had 2,000 sales or higher. They're all strong things, and they're all going to be opened in the next couple of days as everything drops. As all the boxes get picked up, as everyone goes and starts cracking their stuff, and more YouTube. I mean, I got a YouTube video coming up. What is that going to be? Monday's video? No, that's going to be next week's video. Next week's video is going to be, and you're going to see that I open my Streets of New Capenna. I'm going to open, I think it's one of my patrons as well at the same time. We'll do a double box opening, and they're going to be collector boxes, but you know I'm keeping all of my Triumphs. I'm not giving any up. I want to have play sets of all of them just like before. But when I was buying Ikoria ones for $4 and $5, it was pretty cheap to get a play set. Now it's going to cost me a couple $100 if I don't get enough to finish my play sets. Keep that in mind, guys. It's going to be expensive. It's not the cheap Triumphs that we had in the beautiful Ikoria set of Giant Monsterland. Going to be fascinating stuff to see. So thanks a lot. This was your Hot Top 10. These are the hottest selling cards in Magic this week. Interesting that Deadly Dispute didn't even make the list. Fascinating stuff, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing what happens with the Hall of the Storm Giants and all these cards next week when we check out your next week's video of the Hot Top 10. Don't forget, tomorrow is my reserve list Hot Top 10 and, of course, my live stream. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all there. Hey, guys, a big shout out to all the fantastic patrons on the channel who make the videos happen each and every day. Guys, patron support is what makes my videos possible. Thanks again to each and every one of you. Do you remember Saturday morning cartoons where you would sit there? I remember watching stuff like Rocket Robin Hood, 1960s cartoon. I'm not that old, but it was on reruns. Saturday mornings I was watching the Smurfs. I was watching Gummy Bears. Remember Gummy Bears? Bouncing here and there. I know I can't sing. Everywhere. It was Disney's Gummy Bears. Tailspin. Do you remember Tailspin? It was awesome. It was based on the guys from the Jungle Book. Baloo the Bear and stuff. And what else? Bear in the Jungle. That's kind of funny, actually. But there was a lot of Saturday morning cartoons. Remember, like, Thundercats? He-Man? He-Man was, like, weekdays, though. I think, like, 7 a.m. I was watching that. He-Man. Remember that? Great stuff. Can't help it. I think about cartoons a lot still. Of course, Transformers and G.I. Joe right after school. Amazing. And Robotech. Oh, 1986, man. Good time to grow up as a kid. Guys, looking forward to seeing you for tomorrow's Reserve List Hot Top 10. Guys, have an awesome day. All right, enjoy yourselves. It's hopefully nice out.